Many years ago, when we had the practitioner and also teacher in this church, her name was Mrs. Evans, after we would have the lesson read on Sundays, she would get up and give a few remarks. And many of those times I remember because what she said was so important and it helped me in so many ways. And during one of those sessions, she was speaking about 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18, which is, rejoice evermore, pray without ceasing, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus concerning you. And I too thank Dede for those beautiful readings tonight that she gave. Well, in this talk that Mrs. Evans was giving, she said she had read about a doctor who had said that there were many people in the United States suffering from what he called a nameless anxiety. They would be very upset about things, but not really know exactly what it was that was bothering them. And she said in her talk that the real antidote for that was these three things: to rejoice evermore, to pray without ceasing, and in everything give thanks. Now at that time, I was suffering from anxiety, and I guess you could call it a nameless anxiety. There were times I didn't even know why I felt so anxious. I seemed to be anxious about everything. So when I heard that, I decided I would work on that, and I would work on those three things in my life and incorporate them. And we're taught here, you don't wait for a healing before you give thanks. You give thanks, period. And you rejoice, period. And you pray, period. You just do it because this is the will concerning us, according to God, as this in Thessalonians says. So I began to do that. I up until then, I think I was waiting. Well, after I get over this anxiety, I will rejoice, and after I get over the anxiety, I will feel better, be grateful, and pray. But this was a command to do it now. And as I began to do it, to rejoice whether I felt like it or not, you think about all the things you have to be grateful for. So you rejoice, you give thanks, and you pray. And pray means you keep your thoughts stayed on God, asking Him for His guidance, His help, be thinking about Him always, to the best of your ability. And guess what? As I did that, this nameless anxiety left. It was the antidote. It always will be the antidote. According to the doctor, in the doctor's report, it was why so many people were taking, at that time, I guess it was Valium and other things to calm their thought. But God always has the answer. So I'm so grateful for those verses. I'm so grateful for this practitioner. I'm so grateful for the wonderful readings tonight because this truth does live on. It's the truth of the Bible. And if we apply it faithfully, it brings healing and blessing into our lives. So grateful to be here tonight with you all.